What's going on, everybody? Rob here, aka Trav2323, TRV2323. Subscribe, like, share. Look at it, 7 o'clock at night. It's almost 90 degrees at 7 o'clock at night in the shade. Yesterday it was like 50 degrees, 55 degrees at nighttime. Here I am with YouTube dreaming again. Today I haven't even put on the water yet. It's June 2nd or June 3rd right now. June 2nd, I think, right now. We treated the mini top, we weatherproofed it and not winterized it, UV protected the top. That's the canvas and the bimini. We waxed the bottom with anti-fouling. We put on the YouTube Dreaming, the slip number, the YouTube Dreaming over here. This is a good Caranuba wax, but I'm not saying it's the best one. This is just the one that I use. I picked out this summer. Normally I use the McGuire's, and I know that's a car wax, but I go for like a lot of Caranuba. But the bottom is VS 721, and this is a bottom coat paint now. I washed it down 2 or 3 days ago, but you see it still got dust on the motor. So today it's not even ready for the water yet. I gotta wash and wax, not wash, I washed it a couple days ago, but I gotta wax the motor, which I'm gonna do right now. And I haven't even put the battery in, so I'm gonna see if I can put the battery. And then this is one thing you have to do before you go to the water anywhere: hook up your ears with the water. This one right here I gotta look into, because if I put the ears on the bottom right there for the water, right here you put the ears on for the water, I think you could plug a hose in right here. Don't quote me on it, I gotta really look into it, or I don't know what that's for. But if I put the ears on, I actually have to throttle it for the water to make it at the top, because if it's just idling, the water will not make it from the top. But since it's out of the water now, this is going to be the easiest time. I'm actually going to put bottom coat on everything that sits in the water. You see everything that sits in the water, that was already pressure washed, but it's not waxed. So I'm putting bottom coat on everything. I'm going to make a line, so more than likely from here down, right here, will be bottom coat. See, because that's needs bottom coat also. So from here down is going to be bottom coat, and then from here up is going to be a wax. Because you see how it got that really nice black look to it right there. If you don't treat it with a wax, that'll fade and it'll be grayish, and we don't want that to happen. So that's why I wanted to talk with you today about, yeah, even if you're just getting a boat, it's not as easy as you think. Unless you have to pay somebody to have it tip-top shape and everything, it does need a lot of maintenance. The bottom coating I'm going to do every year unless you have it painted, but it's an M-hole. I'm going to bottom coat it every year. You got to wax it, you got to UV treat and waterproof the top, and there is a lot of work. And on the motor now, like I said, I'm using 2 different waxes. From here down is going to be one wax, and from here up is going to be another wax. One is to treat for the algae and make it easier for you to wipe the algae off at the end of the season, and the other is so this beautiful black Mercury 75 doesn't turn gray. All right, so that's what I'm doing today. So see how I always have the boat kind of kilter like that, so if any water gets in it, it can roll out because I don't got the plug in yet. But when you step on the back of it with it like that, that motor is heavy, so you could actually wheelie your boat and step on your motor. So when you're standing on the back of it, make sure that you drop the front of it down. Otherwise you're gonna flip your boat and you're gonna be standing on your motor. Because I stepped on it and I felt it, and a little bit, it didn't pop all the way up, but I felt it. So when you put this down like this, it makes it where the back is more sturdier. You're not gonna remember the little kids saying pop a wheelie? You're not gonna pop a wheelie your boat. Okay, so now it's more level, so I can stand on the back of it. I do have a ladder, but I'm gonna stand over on this right here and up in there to wax the top. We'll put the wax on. It's 90 degrees out. I put some wax on this, and you can see it's like the plastic is just absorbing the wax. I haven't even got it to completely shine yet, but you gotta put it on and then just let it dry. But it seems like it's 90 degrees. I mean, it's underneath the port, but the sun from the back actually came in, so it's going to be a little more. But you got to put a couple coats on it. But you see, it's the shine's coming through. But if I wouldn't have done this right now, left it another season, it would have started to turn. So make sure you wax every part of your boat that's has the sun on it, or the sun it's going to hit, which is like the whole boat unless you're inside. So after this main first waxing, at the marina we got the Caranuba wax, and then oh man, that's what we're gonna put on the fast wax. This right here, you just rub it on and then let it sit for 5 minutes and then rub it off. But it's man, it's just really getting sucked into the plastic, it looks like. You see right in there, you gotta shine that too. That's like where the bilge pump is down there, but you see from just being hitting the sun, it starts to fade. Now you'll see that shine once I get it done. But this is, I'm about 3 days out of 3 days out of putting the boat in the water, because I still have to wax the motor, wax the bilge, put the battery in and start it. So I'm doing this when I get home from work now. I'm not on vacation no more. So it's going from you know, you see all the weather dripping and everything right here. It needs to be it needs to be waxed. All right, that took me about a good 30 minutes of hand waxing to get. I just did down to the plate right here, and I did in the bilge, I did the top of the motor and everything. It was kind of really hot, where it seemed like all the plastic up here was just absorbing all the wax right in. But if you can see this, and it gives you a nice coat. See how that's coming out? And it gives you a nice coat of UV protection. And yeah, it looks nice for one. Yeah, it does look nice. But what you're looking for is that UV protection to keep the color. You want it to keep the color. Now, even though you finish this and you wipe this off, if you have some time before you put it on the water, I always say, you know what? You can let that kind of let that cure. And then if you let that, you know, overnight or whatever, and then to put some to dust it again in the morning time and do it again in the morning time, and that's like another coat of wax. See myself in it perfect. See right there. Now this is the plastic up here, and then this is the, actually it does feel like plastic also. I got some in there that's really hard to get out when you get it in the little lines. You use a toothbrush if you want to get it out, but you gotta let it dry. Then when it dries, like maybe 15 minutes, it's really easy. You do not need a power buffer. Do not buff your boat if you're not skilled in how to buff a boat, because it's a gel coat. It's not like a car. It's not hard like a car to paint. It's a gel coat. So don't buff it if you don't know how to buff it. But either way, that's part of it. Then I did the wax the bilge also. I gotta do the bottom half and the bottom half of this, and that's gonna be with this bottom coat right here, and that one needs curing time also. It's just little tips on how to keep your boat in kind of ship shape, because I always feel once you start letting stuff go, it gets easier to let stuff go. But if you can't do it yourself, at least pay somebody. There's always somebody at the marina that details, that shines, that whatever. You'll be able to get them to do it. Either way, I'm due to from here down with the VS720. If I got time, I'll put the battery, and I'll show you where the battery goes on a Bayliner E17. Then when you're waxing it, you come across stuff like you kind of wonder how it got there. I got some sticky stuff on here. I gotta get something to get that off. There's some sticky stuff right here. I don't know how that got on there. All right, these are spray waxes for the in-betweens. Express Shine Caranuba Spray Cleaner Wax, or there's the Mother's California Gold. This doesn't say Caranuba, this says 3 times more Caranuba. Guess what? I believe it or not, I will use the one that says Caranuba more. I use this all the time. I swear by Mother's products, but this says 3 times more Caranuba, and I know the Caranuba is what protects from the UV. So in between shines, you could just have one of these with you and just spray it. All you do on these are you just spray it down, and then you just wipe it in. You don't even have to wax. You spray it down and you wipe it in, and it leaves you a nice gloss, and a nice protects it from the UV rays. And that's really what you want. If you want to keep your color sharp, you want to protect it from the UV rays. I think that Mother's California Gold worked way better. This could be a YouTube video in itself. Okay, so this is what I normally use. I picked the other one up because it was on sale. You see right there. Very slickery, very slickery. I got some more on there. Okay, there you go. And this is all to protect the paint. This, the main thing on this is to protect that gloss, protect that paint. If you leave it in the water, you want to protect the bottom because you want to protect the algae. You want to protect everything that's in the sun. So for the YouTube dreaming, I've been waxing these because these aren't marine letters, but they're regular vinyl lettering, but I waxed over them to make sure that the UV wouldn't get to them. So stay tuned for that one, and we'll see how that's going to turn out. New towel, VS 720. I didn't put anything on the prop. I didn't know if I should get anything on the prop. I just did kind of in here, right in there, and the whole back bottom part. You know what that means after that? I can put the battery in, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it today. I am so tired after work. Coming out looking pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. All that hand wax. Now granted, if you got a 30 footer, it's gonna be a whole different story. You gotta pay somebody, but see, more money, more problems. Okay, I said the E17 is the E16. Note to all both manufacturers, one of your things right here has to be something to flip down where you can step on, and it don't have to step on your cushions, because a lot of boats you always see the cushions messed up. That's because people got to step on them or kneel on them in order to get on the boat. Now, a pressure washer, you see there's a lot of stuff in there still. I had a pressure washer with the bilge pump on. And I stepped into my grass over there, what's left of it, and I stepped in here, so I got to clean that out again at the marina. Here's where the battery goes in, right underneath there. So I had to go ahead and grab the battery, and then this is where it's going to go, right here. So if I get the battery put on today, maybe I'll start it when I get home tomorrow. The battery's right here. They're on a trickle charger, and they're not on the ground. They're on a piece of wood. You put your batteries on the concrete, you're going to short it out. Keep your batteries inside in the winter on a trickle charger and not on the concrete floor. This one right here in the Bayliner E16, there's a bilge, your hot and your ground. I got to make sure they're in, and this actually shuts off. If you can pull it out, it's not on. You turn it down, your boat is on. You turn like this is off. One reason why that's there, because the LED on the radio will stay on if you don't shut that off. So now I got to get the socket to put that on. Is this off? Make sure that is off. So that's off. And then find the ears for the bottom for the motor. Okay, when you're in the boat with your gear shift, you can lower the motor, but right here you can lower it also. That's the boat all the way lowered. You know the battery's connected. Now these are your ears that you got to put on the water. So I'm gonna go grab some water. All right, when you're putting on your ears, you're gonna go from the front to the sea. The hose, they're connected to the hose. They're gonna go from the front to the back. These are extra large ears, and they're gonna cover the holes. Make sure they're right on them holes so it could push water into your motor. Make sure if you're gonna put it in gear, that your hose ain't anywhere near that. Okay, I just bumped my head. Yeah, I just bumped my head on the swim platform. I just bumped my head on the other swim platform. What the heck? All right, put on the water. Yeah, I have 2 knots right here and right here. Put on the water, and I know I have to actually put this one in idle for it to push water through the motor. That's what keeps your motor cool. But on a smaller motor, it'll idle and be okay, but this one I actually have to put into drive. Okay, so the water's on, the motor's on, the engine's down, the battery's on. Turn this. Uh-oh, it's only showing 10 volts. Houston, we have a problem. When it shut off. Radio's not on. Radio's not on. The voltage is working. It's only saying 10 volts. Now it'll start, but it didn't shut off. I had to take off the negative battery cable for it to shut off. Hello? Is this thing on? Hello? Okay, just want to let you know that I figured out the battery thing. The yellow was the negative. So I had one negative on the battery and I had a positive on the positive. But the yellow is a negative. Instead of putting on negative, I put on the positive. Figured all that out the next day. The boat is in the water. Everything is running fine. Make sure you just take care of everything before you put it on the water. I really wish I would have put transom lights on it, but that'll be for next year. See you on the water. Bye-bye.